great hype matchup here.
Yep. As you can see, DemonRHK is running the Vitreous Eyeball sprite, while Rikuplayer is running Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I kid people, it's Kingdom Hearts. Don't keep it away.
So one of the things about this tournament this year, which is a little bit different than last year's standard tournament, is that the uncle will give you some sort of randomized weapon. It's not a guaranteed sword, though. So what weapon are you hoping we'll find here?
I'm a troll. 10 bombs.
Well, I was kind of hoping for bombs too, but it looks like we got the fire rod, which isn't a bad weapon. It kills things very quickly. The unfortunate thing is, if you're hoping for bombs and to be able to get to the back of escape, you only have 8 fire rod shots, so you kind of have to manage your farming for those bombs a little bit.
Unless, maybe get a lucky half magic drop. Who knows?
I mean, that would be incredibly lucky, but I don't know if either of these runners will really bank on that. We'll just see what their farming techniques entail and if they can go ahead and get through this entire dungeon any faster.
Likely they're going to try to do what DemonRHK just did, is use the splash damage of the fire rod to kill multiple enemies just to save shots.
Also, Riku using one of the tried and true methods, using other resources such as pots to kill enemies where possible in order to try to maximize your chances. So we see Demon moving through here. Slight advantage moving through a little bit, but Riku has done more farming of these cards. Not really paid out for either one of them. Demon is skipping he's skipping a treasure for now because he got the key.
It looks like it's a good skip because it was just a pizza heart.
Well, the problem is he's going to end up needing that key in order to get through the rest of escape, so he's going to have to stop back and get it.
That is true.
And here we see the strength of the fire rod right now. Both runners end up using it on the ball and chain guard. Just one shot from it kills him. It's a very, very quick kill compared to vanilla, where you have to do 8 sword slashes against him.
Or 2 pot strats, which in this case might have been a better idea just to save on the magic.
That's a possibility too. I know some runners like to maybe even combine them. Well, no, you combine the pots with the hammer for 1 hit. Either way, Demon is a little bit lower on magic than Riku is at this point.
I could have sworn he picked up a little bit of magic early on, but that might have been when he had a full meter.
Yep, so here's where we're going to find out. Oh, and Demon gets lucky with a bomb drop. He will not have to farm anymore. I don't know if Riku's going to get that same luck. Doesn't look like it right at the moment.
Yeah, this bomb drop is very important to get to the back of escape, especially if, like, a glove is in the back of escape, that would require the runner to go through the entirety of escape just to get back there.
Absolutely. It saves quite a bit of time, 2 to 3 minutes, just to check those 3 treasure chest locations. So Demon being able to do it kind of while he's still routing all of this together is absolutely beneficial for him at this point.
Also helps getting it so early so he knows that he can save on the fire rod shots.
Absolutely. We're going to see Riku here probably take a few more shots at some things. No, he got his bomb as well, so he's going to be done as well. Both runners are going to be able to get it right on time.
So they'll only need one shot just to get barbecue rat.
Barbecue rat's the best. Oh no! And Riku actually missed the fire rod shot, so he's going to have to go and use a bomb. Oh no, Riku!
Oh my god, not like this. Ouch. We just missed the back escape as well when that happened.
I did see the Moon Pearl and 300 rupees, so it's absolutely essential for us to go there.
Moon Pearl's good. That's 1/3 of access to Dark World.
And the hook shot, that's going to allow a little bit of easy maneuverability here as we're maneuvering through this area.
Yeah, they'll be pulling out some Mega Man X2 strike chain strats, as I would call it, using the hook shot to hook everything together to go faster.
Demon going to set up, and Riku hits the wrong mouse again. Oh, he's going to, looks like he's setting up a death warp. That's going to start him out, I believe, back in the throne room, and will give him a little bit of magic so he'll be able to get through.
Yeah, this early fire rod is definitely burning Riku. He's probably not used to this. While Lumberjack is just your vanilla pizza fart.
So no Aghanim requirements yet that we know of. It's not completely off the table yet.
Yeah, I don't think these runners want to be agonized or antagonized by that.
And of course, as soon as you're out of the escape sequence, all the bombs, Tree Pulls was 8 bomb packs, and then more bombs lying in the middle of the forest. And Demon picks up the single arrow just because.
Ye old validation arrow. The one last arrow you need to beat Ganon.
It is absolutely an important arrow in the game.
Oh man, Riku, you're scaring me. Finally, 3rd time's a charm, but oh man, that last miss shot.
Yeah, that's rough. And he did use his bomb. Here's the rough part. He'll be able to get bombs immediately afterwards. Logically, he is going to have to go back here in relatively quick order because of that Moon Pearl.
Here we got Blue Mail, 3 bombs, High Container, and Bloomerang so far in the Blind's Hut. And finally some 10 arrows to round it off.
Blue Mail is probably the most important thing at this point in time from that little area. Only 4 hearts for these runners right at the moment, so this is not a very healthy seed, at least at this point in time. With that early Moon Pearl, it could be signaling an early check into the Dark World where everything just does a ton of damage. You'll want as much safeties as you can get.
See, more arrows. I missed that first chest in the well. Big 20, 5 rupees, another High Container. Oh, first sword.
Yeah, a demon giving a quick slash in his agreement there. I'm sure he's happy to see it. Riku is picking up these blue rupees from the bush crab. That's going to be the other thing. Demon, with that 300 rupee drop in the back of his cape, is able to go through Kakariko, purchasing everything he needs. Riku's going to have to sweat it out a little bit.
Hopefully, he doesn't have to redo Blind Spot just to farm rubies. Oh, what are those?
That makes routing even easier through here. Oh man, these runners, I think that's one thing that all speedrunners have in common. We just like going fast, so it's nice to have.
Well, this is supposed to be a speed run, not a slow walk. Let's see what the library has right now, and... Ooh, Master
Another sword. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I know everyone likes to see Master Sword, but if we get a lamp, it could be signaling us to we're going to need to do Aga even with that Moon Pearl. The issue is going to be, where's that lift upgrade? Where is our access to Dark World?
Well, it's not at the race game, and Demon's gonna save it quick. Probably gonna go to South Shore. And I look like a fool. He's gonna check Bob Crocs first.
I actually like this play from Demon. He's going to be checking the Bonk Rocks, which is in logic now. He could be just trying to read what the seed's giving him. And if something is here, it might be a little bit of time before Riku makes that play.
And let's see what it is. Ooh! The Red King.
I mean, yes, that's required. I don't think that's what he was looking for. And we did get a quick map check. I saw crystals 1 and 5 in Eastern Palace and Tower of Hera. It looks like Desert Palace is going to be one of our worthless pendants. And Demon, it looks like he's actually setting up for Houlihan.
I actually like this play because, one, you get the money, and two, when you exit the Houlihan room, you go straight to Link's house.
Absolutely, and he's going to want to be there anyway for the South Shore check. And once he finishes here, he'll have enough money to go ahead and fake flipper up to do the Zora area, and can do the Waterfall Ferry while he's up there, and he'll have enough money for Zora. So absolutely, this is a real great play.
Yes, real heads up, knowing that he didn't have enough money at the time.
We've gotten so many 10 arrow upgrades, either capacity upgrades or just 10 arrows. This is kind of sad.
Especially since we haven't found the bow yet.
And DemonRHK picks up his contact lens, shield.
What was it, like a rainbow colored contact lens? It switched from orange to blue.
You know what? It changes and adjusts depending on if you're in the sunlight or the dark. It's like adjustable contact lenses with filters, I'd say. Oh, Book of Mudora. So that gives us access to the desert area, plus Fire Rod means, and Boots means it could very well be in Pendant Desert. We'll see what the play that Demon ends up making. We do know that he's probably going to pick up the Ice Rod Cave in the meantime. Riku is not going back here. I think he's hoping for an Aghanim required, or he's not hoping for Aghanim required, he's hoping to find the lift upgrade prior to going into the back of Escape. If it's an Aghanim required seed for his lift upgrade, though, this could be a while before he gets that.
Yeah, because it's still without that lift upgrade, he's not going to think about the back escape for a good while.
No, and that's one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that it is technically in logic to get the back of escape right now. You do not necessarily need the lift upgrade. The cone, the light cone, is always going to be there through the escape sequence, regardless of if you have the lamp or not, if it's your first time through escape or not.
Meanwhile, the eyeball must be feeling really dry because he wants to take a dip in the water, but the fake flippers glitch.
Do you have dry, sandy eyes? Try clear eyes. And Demon does end up finding a bottle on the Lake Hylia Island. That might come in handy later. We still do not have our access. If he finds a bottle later, I can imagine he'll avoid it. We'll see what Hobo has for us here, though.
He's gonna have pizza farts. Oh, it fills up the fourth one. Cool.
Demon trying to set up this fake flipper. It can be a little bit troublesome sometimes, and looks like he got it.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little too high for the reverse fake flippers. Normally you have to be close to the corner of that area to to do that reverse fake flipper.
So in the meantime, we see Demon doing this sequence break. Riku is opting not to do the sequence break, and we'll see where he ends up. Looks like he's making a trek over here to the Eastern Palace. Absolutely great play to make, and staying in logic, Demon picks up silver arrows as well.
We got our Argentum arrows now. We should be getting our bows soon, or so we hope.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where the absolute last thing you want to see if you're these runners right now would be the lamp.
Instead, Zora gives us the Swagnet. Did you happen to catch what was on Zora Ledge? Because it looked like it was cut off.
I didn't think it was anything particularly important.
And it didn't look like Saha's claw. Yeah, Saha's or less claws had anything.
So Demon looks like he's going to be making that play. Riku is also going over to Eastern. This is kind of a curious play. I can understand wanting to dip a crystal dungeon over a pendant dungeon, but when you have everything necessary to go ahead and do the pendant dungeon, especially get access to it, maybe the seed's pointing you that direction. I'd be surprised if we find something in Eastern right now.
And we just did. We got our lamp. So yeah,
and that's why you ignore the guy that's only won one game this tournament so far. So yeah, we have everything for Aghanim now. Uh-oh. Still no lift upgrade. Riku, I can see Riku maybe dipping back in there thinking, maybe did I miss my key to Aga? There's our hammer! Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, hammer time. Man, that's 2/3. We need that upgrade so bad.
Yeah, and everything the seed is telling us right now is that you're not gonna get it. Demon with the slashes on the lamp, he knows what it's thinking. You don't want to see the lamp right now.
Yeah, they want the lamp to light their way, but I don't think they want it to light their way to Aga.
Absolutely not. We'll see what we end up getting. I believe we've gotten 2 items so far out of Eastern Palace, out of a total of 3. This last treasure chest that Riku is going toward is going to have the big key, so then we'll be able to open the big treasure chest. Unless that's the bow, we're not going to be able to do the Armos Knights quite yet. So at least they know that if they have to do Aga, this is the right direction to go.
Both runners are more than likely going to be hoping there's something in this big key chest here. Riku's having a little trouble with the damage boost. Oh, there's our glove. No more.
There's our glove. Okay, so that's actually really nice. So Riku is going to go and pick up his Moon Pearl. He will be right back in this. Just a little bit of time saved. Everything was pointing towards Aga, but sometimes it's not. And with the hammer, that even gives us access to the eastern part of the Dark World. So we are like multiply over Aga at this point. Aga is just about, unless for like a couple minor, really insignificant circumstances, Aga is effectively dead.
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna need Aga for like Pyramid Fairy or something that we've seen in the few races.
So Riku is... I actually really like this play from Riku. He's actually going up to Death Mountain immediately. Meanwhile, Demon is going to go over here and looks like unlock Spike Cave. Remember, Riku still doesn't have his Moon Pearl, which he needs to get in the back of Escape.
You said Spike. I think you meant Hype Cave.
Hype. Yes, I meant Hype Cave. And we see that map check. Looks like Pod is the green pendant and Misery Mire is our other pendant. I did not get a look and see what the other 5/6 crystal was.
That was actually Thieves.
Nice.
So do we have a Hype or Tribe Cave? Well, Hype right there.
Yeah, that's all hype. Everything else is just gravy. Titan's Mitts at 23 minutes. Yes, sir. That makes routing so much easier right out of here.
Yeah, especially in Demon's case, in comparison to Riku will have to do multiple trips to get everything in Death Mountain. Demon, he'll only need to do one.
Yep, and it all comes down. Remember, this all goes back to that early play where he was not able to route in that back of Escape. It's all coming back to the one play. There's flippers up in Spectacle Rock Cave. That is an interesting find.
And they're going to be necessary because both Ice and Swamp are crystals.
Yeah, well, it's nice to know that you absolutely need flippers for Ice in terms of progression and item logic. Most runners are capable of doing the fake flipper, and we'll do it. Riku looks like he might be trying to set up a bomb jump. This is one of the most difficult bomb jumps in the game because it requires extra distance. Does not get it.
Yeah, he was a few pixels too high. You have to be like standing like right at the edge where the triangles are.
right at the edge and right up against the wall too, because it's kind of a weird like touch the wall glitch. And we have dry red eyes. DemonRHK with his red mail.
Better dry red eyes instead of pink eye.
Alright, so DemonRHK now going through here, the Village of Outcasts. He's routing this in from the south. We'll see if he makes a stop off to go ahead and do Thieves Town. You did say it was the 5-6 crystal, and there's nothing stopping him at this point in time. He can clear out the whole dungeon at will. I might make the play to go there before making a trip up to Skull Woods, which is also another one of those crystals, so we can knock 2 out very quickly. But Skull is kind of universally considered one of the more difficult ones, so you might want to get some more resources before you do it.
Especially due to the Mafia fight and all the gift-up. In the meantime, Riku found in the first 2 chests of Paradox Cave the Cane of Burma.
The best cane ever.
And mostly just hearts plus a red meringue and a fire shield. Oh wait, he had the fire shield earlier. Never mind.
Alright, so Riku is going to be traveling up. He's got Spiral Cave, but he's also got the book and Master Sword, so he'll also be able to run over and do Tower of Hera and check the Ether Tablet as well while he's up here. I hope he does that before he does Spiral Cave. That would be the preferred routing.
Well, Demon found one of the most trolly items in the game in the Ice Rod.
That's a nice pickup, I think. I know, no matter what, you don't necessarily want to see it if Turtle Rock is a pendant, but since we know it's a crystal, absolutely nice pickup. You know that's not going to be the item that trolls us today.
But they also have all the items required to beat Turtle Rock, so maybe an early dip?
Maybe. So Demon working through here. We're actually, this is really, really weird. We need mirror, we need bow, we need flute, and we need whatever medallion Turtle Rock is. And we're in go mode. We're talking go mode 28 minutes in.
Yeah, that's a very, very fast go mode time.
Okay, no mode, we'll put it this way. We know where the flippers are, for example, because Riku has them. We know where the mitts are because Demon has them. But both of these runners, the difference is, is we gotta wait and to see when Demon goes up to Death Mountain, for example. We gotta wait to see when Riku actually does the back of escape and finishes off what he needs to get to the rest of these items as well. So it feels like we're probably a lot further along because these two had an early route divergence, and anything can happen at this point. Oh yeah, we don't need flute because Pendant, Meyer.
Unless Meyer has progression. This is kind of ironic on Demon's side, where an eyeball is showing lined around the place. Oh wait, that was a small one.
Right now, the only thing I can think of is... Oh, that was a nice rebound by Riku. I got a song stuck in my head when you said that, and I don't want to inflict it on all of chat.
Obviously, it's not the fetch quest song just yet.
No, not quite yet. And Riku clearing out Tower of Hera, so he'll get his first crystal. Riku with the first crystal, although Demon's going to be right on his tail with a slightly more valuable crystal.
Definitely, since that 5-6 crystals are going to help him open up the Pyramid Theory.
I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign.
Well, I don't think Blind saw those signs, because the eyeball...
Not at all. Alright, so Demon now equipped with everything that he does. Looks like he's getting that spin speed, and he'll be on his way up to the Skull Woods, which he does have everything to complete and make pretty quick work of it.
Meanwhile, Riku found the shovel in Spiral Cave and is gonna go quickly to check it out.
Oh, here's the problem, Riku. We need you to get back to that escape portion. Everything can be traced back to the escape.
Well, I don't think Riku dug that in. For him, it kind of...
Yeah, here's the issue. And did Riku not check Ether, or did he?
He did. It was, I believe it was just a big 20.
Okay. Riku is checking the flippers area now. This is kind of the problem that Riku's going to be running into. We know where he needs to go, and it was in that Sphere 1 location in the back of Escape to get his Moon Pearl to give him full Dark World access. But he is following the breadcrumbs that he got up on Death Mountain using the flippers, so he's going to be routing over, maybe checking the Waterfall Ferry and doing everything else. He's just being kind of drug along right now.
Yeah, especially since if he goes to the Zora era, he will not actually have that money, but he just saves it with the hobo. Well, Demon is getting trolled by this entire room.
Yeah, the blueberries are certainly having their way with him right now.
Finally, Riku, thank you. Please go to Escape.
He might be feeling a little bit bad about himself here directly. But that's all right, because this is still the play he needs to make.
He's probably feeling the burn of those missed fire rod shots earlier. And yes, Stiff Boy, I was actually worried he was trying to do a hula hand move as well.
Oh, because he was trying to set up the bonk?
Yeah, it really looked like he was about to... I think he mistook that this is a push block and not a bonk block, but the King's Tomb.
Yeah, so Demon getting ready to fight Mothula. Master Sword, only a couple fire rod shots. He's got red mail, so you'll want to kind of stick relatively close to Mothula. He'll deal less damage to you than the spikes that are running around the room. Those spikes will do 1 full heart of damage regardless of what mail you have. Oh, Demon. Gotta be close. And he's got a bee in a bottle. He should totally be using that bee in a bottle because it's great right now. But he gets the kill. Clutching it out.
And getting his second crystal. Not sure if I want a pointy crystal in my eye, but... So the demon is dipping back into Skullwoods and assuming that he didn't find everything there yet.
Not yet. No, I do not believe he did. I don't know if he's found one or two items. There's only 2 items in Skullwoods total, so I don't know if he's none or one right now. So we'll just kind of have to pay attention to Demon's routing at this point.
Yeah, I think we got a little too excited that we finally went back to the back escape for the Moon Pearl.
All right, so Riku now just starting his Village of Outcasts area. Meanwhile, Demon is finishing up this northern area of Dark World Hyrule. He's still going to be trying to find one more item here in Skull Woods.
And Demon opts to take the normal routes as opposed to the bomb jump to the Skullwoods big chest.
I mean, I was really looking forward to seeing how Demon was going to do that bomb jump in particular. The sprite that Demon uses, the Vitreous Eyeball sprite, is a little bit unique. There are a couple other sprites that have kind of a similar setup, but most people, when they're setting up bomb jumps or setting up some sort of tech in Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, will use the sprite's shadow as kind of the barometer of where you need to line up. Problem with the Vitreous sprite is that he covers the entire shadow, so you can't actually use that as a setup. So I was really looking forward to see how he was going to do that, but isn't bomb jumping right now.
It turns out Skullwoods was, well, bone dry for items.
We're gonna continue to make puns all night, aren't we?
Yeah, everybody's gonna get punished.
I see what you did there. Alright, so Demon looks like he might be going back down here, going to be picking up Jeremiah at this point in time. He avoided it the first time because you can't really do anything afterwards. So you pick him up, save him, quit, and then you will re-enter in the light world, probably in Sanctuary, so we can make a quick dash over.
Yeah, and normally if you had the mirror, you would do the hammer pigs as well, but you can also do that during the purple chest part of it.
Demon making a nice route over here. Going to pick up his second bottle in King's Tomb, and this one has a fairy in it, so a little bit more survivability here for Demon. He also, I don't think we've checked Sick Kid yet, so he will be able to do that. Demon is, look like, I don't know what he's doing. I think he was setting up to release the bee and go purchase some potions from the witch. However, he realized, wait, this is the good bee. I can get 100 free rupees for this.
He's also going to check Sick Kid since he has those bottles, and now can route it in. Except we just steal the kid's allowance.
I mean, money corrupts, so I can see how that would make him sick.
So let's see what the Smiths were making today. Oh, they were Fletchers.
So here's the real trick. Is Demon going to be making the play up to Death Mountain at this point in time? It appears to be so. Now, Demon is going to be able to route this a little bit more efficiently. In addition to getting all of the Light World, just like Riku did, Demon's going to be able to do the Dark World area as well. And with that hook shot, we'll be able to get a quick check to see exactly what's going to be necessary. Let's see, all of Hookshot Cave, all of Super Bunny Cave. We can even get a peek and possibly, depending on what he finds in Dark World, maybe a dip into Turtle Rock if we get lucky with the medallion.
Yeah, it was a good idea for Demon to hold off on Death Mountain until he knew he was ready.
And these are vegetables that are not good for your eyes. These cabbages doing all sorts of damage.
Yeah, the only cabbage I like is kimchi. These cabbages, they really don't block.
Meanwhile, Riku looks like he's taking a death on his blind fight, unfortunately. It's a relatively quick back, but it's still time lost, and it's not something you want to see right now.
Yeah, he's probably feeling very much under pressure, especially with that the back escape that she had early on in the game.
I think, from the moment you see that Moon Pearl, you've got to assume not only are you behind, but you're way behind. And it's really, Riku has made the best of it. He's still continued getting progress, picking up item locations. The most that he probably lost is an extra jaunt up Death Mountain, which, depending on your execution, can pretty easily be made up. So you just got to need to settle down, admit that maybe you made not the best play in the world, and keep going. Riku does have that blue cane. There it is.
Yes, best use of blue cane on a boss. Besides land mode.
Yep, Landmo is the best use of the blue cane ever. Don't care what anyone says, fight me. Two crystals each for these runners. Riku looks like he's heading up, going to be doing Skull Woods at this point in time. Demon is going to be on his way over to Tower of Hera, so they will have cleared the same dungeons before too long here.
Yeah, they're getting pretty close to parity with Riku now doing the Skull Woods check. He's only missing the Zora check.
So, question in chat, and since they're running over each other's locations, we're not going to be seeing anything new. This is a good time for this. Question in chat is, why is Blind's crystal red? And I'm going to give you a much more elaborate answer than you're probably looking for. So, The red crystals are the 5 and 6 crystals used to denotate that those are important crystals. As soon as you get the 5 and 6 crystals, you can go ahead and get the bomb for the Pyramid Fairy. That is where in the vanilla game you get the Butter Sword and your silver arrows. Similarly, you will also see the green pendant will have a plus sign next to it, just like the 5 and 6 crystals will have a plus sign next to them. That is to indicate that the green pendant will also get you the item that is on Sahasrara. The pluses were added as an accessibility feature to the green pendant and the 5 and 6 crystals in order to denote their importance for people who may have certain degrees of color blindness. We want to be as inclusive as we possibly can in this community, and that includes some people with some colorblind issues. Similarly, you will also see both DemonRHK and Rikuplayer have changed the colors of their hearts. Blue hearts for Demon and green hearts for Rikuplayer. That was also intended primarily as an accessibility issue, similarly to the crystals and the green pendant. Some people with certain red color blindness reported having a hard time seeing their health doing a quick check. So that was created as an option in this latest version. So Legend of Zelda Link to the Past Randomizer, there for everyone for their needs, and that was probably a much longer answer than you were looking for.
But very well worth the listen. I will admit, I'm kind of surprised that Rikuplayer isn't using the blue hearts, considering that blue seems to be the primary color of Kingdom Hearts.
Well, you know what? To each their own. Everyone's got to do them. Demon gets a quick fall almost immediately to Moldorb, and another one. Wow, Moldorb is not playing nice today.
He really doesn't like eyeballs. That was like a Dikembe Mutombo rejection.
Not in my house. Finger wag. I mean, he doesn't have a finger, so how does he do the Dikembe Mutombo finger wag?
With his tail.
That's fair.
Mind you, he does have multiple little legs, so you can use one of those little legs to do it as well.
Alright, so Rikuplayer is now going to be attempting... Oh, and he... Is he going to be able to get back? Yes, okay, he gets through. You can see Rikuplayer trying to take some time to make sure he has maximum hearts, maximum magic as he possibly can going through here. Demon now doing Spiral Cave. We're about to see Dark Death Mountain for the first time here before too long as well. This should be exciting.
Yeah, Rikuplayer, he has more magic than Demon had when he came to Motto fight, so he has more chance to use the Fire Rod. Unfortunately, he missed one shot. I don't think he has another one right now.
He does not. That was a poke. Man, he's lots of spikes around. He's doing a very good job dodging right now. And nice kill by Rikuplayer.
So it looks like Demon is gonna take the Turtle Rock portal. Good idea. You can find out what the medallions required as well. Well, I was gonna say they could potentially open it if they had the medallion, but well, neither of them have any medals right now.
no medallions. Ether is required for Turtle Rock, so we'll make sure to note that on here. Demon is going to get his look at some treasures that we haven't seen yet. So we'll check Super Bunny Cave, and then we'll check the Hookshot Cave. He also has the option to go ahead and go over here to Spike Cave as well. Does have everything, and there's the bow.
We got the bow, we got the mirror shield.
So yeah, all we're looking for right now for go mode would be the mirror and ether. That's it.
In before ether on pedestal.
Tempered sword, that's a nice upgrade for Demon as well. And there's mirror. So yeah, I think you just kind of have to process a little bit. It's like, okay, I got everything I need except what I need to do to get to Turtle Rock. So where do you go from here?
Well, in terms of dungeons open, there is Ice Palace. Well, the majority of the dungeons are actually open. More than likely, he's going to go after the crystal dungeons first because, well, for one, you need those crystals, and hopefully the progression will be on the way instead of going to out of the way places.
Yeah, so you have Eastern Palace, which you've already dipped, so there's only one item left in there. You have Swamp Palace, which does have a large treasure trove of items in there, and you just got access to that. You have Ice Palace as well. The problem is the two crystal dungeons that you have, you would really just like to be able to go mode those, if at all possible. So if you dip them and you clear them out and nothing's there, you know that's time wasted.
It looks like Riku is gonna go take a look at Quakefish. Maybe it'll be an Etherfish instead. Also, I think Demon is quite happy that Ether is the gold mode item. That means that most runners, they prefer to have the Turtle Rock or Hera as their last crystal before Ganon's Tower, because it's just an easy walk or run to Ganon's Tower afterwards.
Oh, absolutely. If the Ether Medallion, or whatever medallion, in order to get into that dungeon, is your go mode item, you're pretty happy. Turtle Rock, dipping Turtle Rock can be really difficult because it's a big time waste. And then if all you have is just one item and it's buried back in Laser Bridge, it really puts a hamper on your time. Meanwhile, I think Rikuplayer is making a different call. He's going to be going over here to Ice Palace.
Yeah, Ice as well as Swamp. Runners would prefer to go mode it, and that's why DemonRHK is taking a look at all the overworld items that he has not checked yet.
You get the sense that Riku might be gambling. He knows he can go back up there, but climbing up Death Mountain when you do not have the flute is just a lot of time sunk in. So he might be avoiding that, hoping that he finds the flute somewhere else. Don't know about dipping into Ice Palace, but it's the one dungeon that he knows he can go ahead and clear right now if he needs to. So really his only option if he's trying to avoid that dip.
As well as avoiding dipping in pendant dungeons.
So at this point, DemonRHK is really looking for that Ether Medallion. I think at this point he is hoping beyond all hope that he does not find the flute.
Yeah, that would point in the direction of dipping into mire, which would not be fun at all.
Absolutely. I mean, if at this point you're really hoping that flute is buried somewhere and you never have to look at it, if you do find it, you really start wondering what's going on. Demon going to be doing his fetch quests over here with the shovel.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering why you didn't save and quit, but I guess it was because you forgot to do the shovel spot.
Yeah, this is really excellent routing. Demon wants to be able to go mode Ice Palace and Swamp Palace. So he's checking these overworld locations because, let me tell you, there's nothing worse than losing a lot of time on two dungeons that really, that time between go mode and full clear is, double or more depending on what's going on. So being able to check these overworld locations, if it's here, will save Demon a ton of time. If not, it's just other overworld locations that he'd have to check if it's not elsewhere.
Fortunately, the purple bombs only had... I just say that wrong. The purple chest only had 3 bombs. And Bombos only had another big 20.
And from here, it looks like Demon is absolutely going to be going over here. Oh no, he's going to be checking the Agonite Cave, actually, looks like.
Yeah, Agana, the Desert Ledge, and maybe a dip into Desert.
I mean, maybe. I mean, there's checking overworld location. I mean, that might be taking it a little bit to the extreme, in my opinion. I can understand the justification. We'll see what choice Demon ends up making.
To be fair, Desert is kind of a quicker check compared to Swamp and Ice.
That's true. And if you get the 2 items, you can say, nope, I'm done, and get out pretty quick. But no, he's leaving.
I'm surprised you didn't even check the Desert Ledge.
I think he just realized, maybe I should check this.
It's just another big 20. And it looks like he is going to dip into Desert.
Did you connect with him psychically and said, no, go to Desert? Let's see what happened.
Nah, I'm a peasant and I'm not part of the royal family.
Meanwhile, Riku is going through Ice Palace, I'm sorry, and really hasn't found anything for his troubles yet.
Yeah, it's mostly been ammo, it's mostly been trash stuff for the time being. But it also doesn't look like he's found all the items if he's going to check the big chest.
Oh my god, this is why Ice Palace is so difficult, because there's just so much junk here.
And the routing is just horrendous. And even with the bomb jump, if you have the full clear ice.
Oh man, Riku, he doesn't have enough magic. Oh, he does get one last magic drop. Whew.
He is very lucky considering how hard it is to farm magic in and around Ice Palace.
Absolutely. So Demon doesn't find what he's looking for. It looks like the last item is going to be on Land Molus. Or in the big chest.
Meanwhile, Riku is taking it very safe with those fire rod shots. He doesn't want to make the same mistake he did in the back escape.
Alright, so Demon does find one of the 2 items in Desert Palace. 10 rupees. Or 10 arrows, I'm sorry. Arrows. So at this point, looks like he's actually pressing forward and might be going to Landmo before he ends up going over to Swamp Palace. He really wants to go mode Swamp Palace and Ice Palace.
It's a fair play. I mean, Landmo with Fire Rod or Silvers, or even Tempered, it's going to be pretty quick. And you don't want to have this one item maybe leering over your head. So you might as well just finish off the clear the dungeon and not have it bother you the rest of the way.
While you're over here. Yeah, I mean, it seems logical. There are other schools of thought in the rando community that effectively state if you can do a crystal dungeon, do a crystal dungeon and go ahead and clear it out. Riku, right now, where is he going?
Looks like he's going up to the Zora area now that he found he has enough to pay out Zora. And he'll finally get his silver arrows.
Demon didn't quite get that one cycle here.
But he gets him down in 3. But only for Big Tony.
Yep, so this check is, I mean, while a good check, ends up being a waste of time, something that he could have completely ignored. Nothing really of value here. We'll see if he ends up making the play over to Swamp Palace. He left his dark portal right into the entrance here, so I imagine he's expecting to be able to go right there. Riku getting his incredibly expensive silk-threaded, embossed, customized bug-catching net for 500 rupees.
You know, I was kind of wondering why Zora would have a bug catching net. Because, you know, he has a big mouth. He doesn't need to use a net to get any fish.
Well, it's a bug catching net, not a fish catching net. Clearly, he is just a man of capitalism and knows what the demands of the people are.
Or he's one of those sleazy resellers.
I mean, typically, yeah, that's what I think more of. Alright, so Demon is in Swamp Palace now. He's going to be full clearing it, at least until he finds something.
Something that isn't a flute or a fetch quest item.
If it's the flute, I will laugh maniacally.
Since when did you change to maniacal?
Pretty sure I've always had a maniacal laughter.
I meant the runner.
Oh, the maniacal. Oh, I get it. I get it now. I'm slow.
No worries, we've all had a long day of work or doing whatever.
Riku picking up his tempered sword, and he's going to be happy to find his mirror here directly.
Considering he's using the Sora sprite, shouldn't that be a tempered blade?
You know, I know people have asked about it, but I don't think our sprite developers were actually able to change what these sword sprites look like to have the Keyblade barbs. I know they've asked about it, though.
That's interesting. I know that a few sprite makers for the Zelda 1 randomizer have been able to change the weaponry. Then again, Zelda 1 is a simpler game to program.
Alright, so Rikuplayer is now... He might be making a dip into Swamp right behind Demon. So this is actually really interesting because it feels like Demon has had kind of an advantage most of the time, but now we see Riku has another dungeon down and he's entering the same dungeon that Demon is in right now with no difference in items right now. If Ether is somewhere here in Swamp Palace, this could be huge for Riku. If he can plays clean, he'd have the advantage at this point in time.
That would be very interesting. We can see a comeback potentially happening.
Yeah, in particular, after seeing him kind of struggle for so long, he goes up, gets the bow and the mirror, and makes the play to go immediately, skipping all the overworld checks that Demon has done up to this point in time.
So far, nothing in Swamp Palace. They were forced to the left side because they found the map or was a little too early.
Well, and this is kind of an interesting gamble, regardless. You know, if you're one item from go mode, I've seen a lot of runners just go ahead and skip left side, because if you get it into the back, you can avoid it completely. Dipping back in when you're already here isn't as big of a waste of time as doing it. Another bottle for Demon in the big treasure chest, so everything on the left side was of really no worth.
Yeah, if it turns out that Ether's in the back, then it would have saved them a lot more time just to go straight to the back. Hopefully Riku will do as we said, just go straight up to the back, since we know that's nothing there on the left side. Oh, but we did get half magic on Demon's side.
That's nice to have, particularly before you end up going into Ice Palace and Turtle Rock. Those two are notoriously magic heavy, so being able to get those two out of the way is nice. Looks like our last item, we've gotten all of our dungeon items. Last item is going to be on Argus himself.
I was wrong. It looks like all the dungeon items were either on the left or on the back side, so it was kind of, I guess Demon's one of those players that just does a full clear regardless.
Riku also doing the left side.
Demon having a very clean Arcus fight so far. And looks like he's just going to go for a sword spin strat, not using Fire Rod or Silvers.
It's relatively quick. I know a lot of runners end up losing time doing other things. Unfortunately, it's not there for Demon. My goodness, where? Now I'm starting to get a little bit confused. Are we going to have to do a pod dip before too long?
I would assume if Demon's not going to ice, then he's gonna. Looks like he is going to ice, but for Rikuplayer, he's most likely gonna do a Eastern first and then pod. And as chat pointed out, that if they do Eastern, that there is the factor. Oh, Eastern didn't have any items left? I missed that. My apologies.
Yeah, Eastern. I mean, we got the hammer, we got the glove upgrade, and then there was another, and the lamp. So 3 items in Eastern. Done.
Chat also really wanted that pedestal hype dream.
Well, chat, I mean, I don't mean to break your, trolly little hearts here. But not only is pedestal only required in something like 4% of seeds total, so it's a very low percentage. You have myself commentating. And I have commentated a grand total of 2 pedestal seeds in my entire career through the fall tournament and through the Cheek Sanity tournament and through this spring tournament. I am a bit of a jinx on pedestal required seeds. Just saying.
And this is only my 3rd comment so far, so the only thing I've had mostly was Aga seeds, my first 2.
Oh, Aga seeds are ew. 4-hour cutscene where nothing exciting happens?
Basically.
No, I'm gonna guess at this point in time it's likely going to be in pod. The pedestal is not out of the question. I don't want to dissuade people from believing. I mean, believe
Maybe.
if you want.
Maybe Sahasrara flutes, and then Ether on the pedestal.
Riku with a very clean Argus fight there. Get with the silver shot. All right, so Riku now finishing up does have 5 crystals right now to Demon's 4. Demon with that dive into Desert Palace really ends up costing him more than we anticipated. Riku has come storming back. Riku does have a ton of overworld locations that Demon has not checked, but it does look like he's making a beeline for the pod area, and he makes a liar out of me almost immediately.
We never checked the pier at the side of the pyramid, did we?
I thought Demon did, but I could be thinking of another seed that maybe has happened. Yep, 300 rupees.
Yeah, watching so many races, a lot of them blended.
Riku looks like he's heading over in that direction towards pod. This is going to be our first look into pod. It is completely clearable by logic. So it's possible that he will go until he absolutely needs to do leave to do Turtle Rock if he gets Ether. He can go ahead and clear it because it is the green pendant and then turn around and do Sahasrara immediately. Also, as soon as he leaves, he'll be able to do Eastern Palace, which is cleared out, but is one of our last crystals and our 5/6 crystal. So he can leave and then go and do the whole Pyramid Bomb effort. So all in all, really solid routing here by Riku.
So let's see what Mullet Mansion has for us today. As I said, hopefully it's just a regression and not something wrong.
And Riku looks like he's going to go straight for that bow locked side. You know, it's not standard routing, but if you're just trying to get as many treasure chests as you can, knowing that these aren't usually keys, you know, this is really an interesting play, particularly knowing that what was bow locked and what you needed to do to get the bow. Demon looking like he is, I mean, he's farming for magic, but he doesn't need to because he's full on magic and he has half magic. So he's going to have a considerably easier fight than Riku had.
The only thing I could think of, he probably wants more magic shots from Fire Rod, so he can use Fire Rod strats on the balls.
Yeah, he lets them split almost immediately. Most runners, kind of the standard strategy is trying to knock them into the corner so you can get a lot of slashes on them, particularly when you have Tempered or Butter Sword. It makes it a very fast fight.
But regardless, Demon had a pretty fast fight with Colts there.
Absolutely. So Riku is deep in pod now, kind of the value areas where we're seeing less keys and more items. I say as he pulls a key, because that's just the kind of commentator I am. Oh no, the flute!
Oh, Riku's probably not liking that at all.
Absolutely not. It'll be interesting here. He's still got some other item locations to check, so you don't want to completely give up yet. But you've got to be a little bit nervous right now.
So it looks like Riku has only found mostly regular items and keys, so he might not have to fight Helmasaur for that last item, but then again, you mentioned this is the green pendant.
Yeah, if it's the green pendant, I say you go ahead and do it. I think he did leave 2 treasures, the vanilla big key location and the one right below it, open. So I think he might be doing that one real quick now in terms of the routing. Demon is going up here to check. Oh man, Riku is counting his keys. You should go ahead and do that one, Riku. You can do it. I promise you, you can. You don't have to save your keys if you're planning on opening both these treasure chests.
Yeah, considering that most likely one of them will be a key.
Actually, I'm trying to think. One key to open up that door, and the second one to open up that door. There's 2 keys left. Those are both absolutely keys.
With Helmasaur holding the map.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you think, there's 3 key doors left still open. The one in the middle, the one locking the vanilla big key location, and the one to Helmasaur. And he's got 1 key, and there's only 2 treasure chests left. It doesn't look like he's made the play. So this is an instance where counting your items would be beneficial for a Rikuplayer. But yeah, I am 100% certain these are both keys.
I think Riku would rather have keyblades and not keys in this dungeon.
Chat's still quoting Dumb and Dumber here. So you're saying there's a chance for Ped? Yes, technically. Both Riku and DemonRHK are only an ether medallion away from go mode. Here's the problem we're running into. Riku did end up finding the flute in pod. It does look like he's going to go ahead and defeat Helmasaur. Remember, Helmasaur is that green pendant, and if it's that one, oh boy. So yeah, it's absolutely a gamble right now what Rikuplayer is doing. We'll see if Demon, because right now Riku's got a bit of an advantage right now, which is really weird to say because up until this point in time, I would say Demon had the advantage through most of this race. But Riku's made some amazingly accurate calls up to this point in time. He absolutely still has some of the overworld check, but he's following the breadcrumbs at this point in time.
Yeah, he might be following the previous logic where most of regression items are in dungeon instead of the overworld. And like you said, it's turned out to be a great play to go with this plan.
Riku with a pretty nice terror pen room. Demon is deciding to go ahead and do Eastern first, which is a fine play, honestly. I mean, you're going to have to do this regardless.
The question becomes, would Demon go for that fairy first, or would he go to Pod first?
routing would be more efficient if you went to pod. But he might be making the gamble, much like Riku is making, going ahead and clearing out Helmasaur. Demon might be making the gamble that is on the Pyramid Fairy, which both are good gambles. In fact, I would say Demon's is probably a little bit, if he makes that play, would be a little bit smarter because it's 2 items over 1. Meanwhile, Riku is going to go ahead and do Eastern before turning that green pendant in. Demon is diving down into pod. So just flipping back and forth here.
Yep, Riku at the end of the Eastern will have more things to check. But he's hoping. Wouldn't it be trolly if the Mire Shatter checkerboard had the medallion required from Mire?
Oh man, it could be. I mean, at this point in time, it could be anywhere. If I'm Riku, I absolutely go ahead and do the Pyramid Fairy check, and then I beeline over, activate my flute, and just go.
Or more likely Saha and then Pyramid.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. I will say there is a noticeable difference here between Riku's efficiency and his playstyle between the first half of this race and the second half. You get the sense that Riku may have maybe been tilted a little bit in that search, and then realizing that the Moon Pearl was in the back of Escape. It was just a horrible escape sequence, so he might have been tilted, but has settled down since then and is really playing pretty well right now.
Yeah, he got over getting burned over those missed fire rod shots. Unfortunately, Demon had gotten burned by the desert then.
Alright, so Rikuplayer getting his 6th crystal. The 7th crystal is only Turtle Rock. We only need Ether to get into Turtle Rock. However, we have a couple locations to check before Riku does things. He can turn in his green pendant. He can turn in the Pyramid Fairy bomb. So we'll see which checks pays off, but Riku in a bit of an advantage right now. If he ends up checking these other overworld locations that Demon has already checked, though, Demon can come right back in this quick.
And Saha only has a beat. And it looks like Riku's not opting to save him, but he's just gonna run back to the factory.
I'm honestly not sure which is faster at this point in time. I think saving and quitting might be just a touch faster. But if you're more comfortable running back, just keeping your fingers a little bit loose, that's fine. Meanwhile, Demon is checking these last few chests. We'll see how many anger slashes is he going to give this flute here. One. Okay. I may have watched DemonRHK play a few matches by now.
He was kind of tempted to not rage, but decided to let it out of the system.
You need to be taught a lesson. possible fetch quest.
Speaking of, I would laugh if Riku got just both the fetch quests, the remaining fetch quests in the Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, I have a song if that's the case, if that going to happen. No, worthless. Okay. Riku needs to save and quit. Saving and quitting is the preferred method if you need to go get your items, Riku. If you're going to activate your flute, unless you're not activating it.
I swore you checked the Quakefish already.
I think he did. He might be routing the graveyard area at this point in time because I don't think he ever actually did that. The graveyard ledge.
Wait, I don't remember Demon routing the graveyard ledge, do you?
I'm pretty sure he did. Like oh, and Riku I think is gonna bonk. Mirror bonk. Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Demon has checked this. Yeah, and it was another bottle. Yeah, and Riku's gonna mirror bonk now back and forth for a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't really put the pure mirror porter very well, but luckily he was able to find the right pixel.
All right, and Riku is checking here, and I'm pretty sure. Oh God. Howda. So, Sariu, I have a question for you.
Yes?
Do you want to do a fetch quest? Or maybe do a T-Rock dive? You know it could be anywhere. Pull out your hair. It's going to be fine. It could be in vanilla, but probably not. I wish you would just decide. Do you want to do a fetch quest? It doesn't have to be a fetch quest. Okay, bye.
That was beautiful.
Can't believe you've never heard me sing that before.
No, I've watched the clip of you doing it, but hearing it live, that's even better.
I appreciate it, sir. Yeah, the only problem is it doesn't actually work because the lyrics say do a T-Rock dive, and we can't do a T-Rock dive because, yeah.
Yeah, T-Rock is the last dungeon, so it's not really a dive. Well, looks like Riku's doing his overworld checks as well as checking the powder.
Yeah, this powder is interesting because Demon has not done this check. If it's here, this is gonna push Demon a long way because Demon is going over here to activate his flute and head right to Meyer, I suspect.
We got something yellow, but it wasn't a medallion.
Nope. So Demon taking a bit of the advantage right now, but these players are neck and neck. I suspect Riku's going to be activating his flute shortly.
Probably after getting the triple chest to make the purple chest routing a lot faster.
Oh, and Demon, I think Demon is doing the check because it is a possibility. He's already done 2. He's going to be checking the pedestal right now.
Chad, get your pedestal hype emotes in.
So Riku is routing all of these other things all together. Oh, and he left the treasure chest right on there. Maximum health increased. Pedestal is officially dead.
Yep, we got a pedestal.
Yeah, that was one of the few things that would have been Demon's saving grace at that point in time. Now, where is Demon going? Riku is going to have to go back and get the purple chest, unfortunately, because it was kind of in a bad location. Demon is going to do the Pyramid Fairy, so Riku will likely grab the purple chest, flute over, and then I hope he's making the Mire play. I don't know what else he has to check that Demon has done.
Did Riku check a Haunted Grove ledge?
No, you're right. Cave 45, which is where Cape is, so he will be picking that up shortly.
Demon's probably going to fire off a few more sword slashes and find out how much the Pyramid Fairy blew.
That's some nice blue goo from the Pyramid Fairy. Also convenient if you're struggling with Ganon there. And DemonRHK is going to be the first to the pedestal, or to the Mire area.
Yeah, it looks like this has gone back and forth, this race, and they're pretty close now.
All right, so Quake Medallion on Misery Mire itself. So if we find Quake, we're going, oh no, even more. If we find Ether, we're going up right up to Turtle Rock. There's Ether! 3 slashes, he's gone. We are officially in go mode.
So that dip into pod was necessary to get the final item for go mode. This is why in chat I usually call Dark Palace the treasure pod.
The treasure pod. I like it.
That's better than my other joke for Dark Palace. I usually also call it dungeon with no bats but way too many keys.
All right, Riku is making the play now. I think he's going to be right on the tail. He sees Quake and is going to be incredibly happy to see Ether here. Oh, and another mirror ball for Riku. So he will be joining DemonRHK up in Turtle Rock. I mean, these guys are relatively close. And if you think about it, Riku is... Come on, Riku. You know you're in go mode. Riku had to make one extra trip up Death Mountain, where he went before he had the Titan Smiths, whereas Demon was able to route all of that together. That's the only difference between these two runners. I mean, they both made very different plays. Oh man, this Dead Rock is just playing havoc with Riku.
Is there a way we can get rid of those Dead Rocks out of the game?
You know what? The purist in me says no, keep them, because I like to be annoyed at something. It's a great frustration outlet. So this may come down, you know, both of these runners are certainly capable of going through the rest of this game equipped as they are, but keep in mind, Demon did stock up on some blue potions. Riku has not. I think Riku only has a single fairy in terms of his safeties in his bottles. That could be the difference here for DemonRHK.
Yeah, the enemies in Ganon's Tower, even though with all these safeties, they are still no joke, especially when you need a lot of magic to beat Ganon.
Demon, I think, is getting a little bit tilted. He's having some issues here in this room, and Riku's right in the same room now.
I don't think Demon is really seeing the platforms. Also, chat pointing out that Riku does have powder, so he can use it on the many anti-fairies in this dungeon and in Ganon's Tower.
That's true. That'll be a little bit more safety that... So Riku might have more safeties in terms of climbing Ganon's Tower itself. Demon will have more safeties in the boss fights, where you don't get those anti-fairies. Very interesting toolkit that both these runners have that they've picked up along the way. And the swag dash strat with the Cane of Burna. Love it on Riku's side.
Yeah, it's always a fan favorite to see. Demon noticed that he doesn't need to open the big key chest. It's most likely either a dungeon item or something worthless if you got a key there.
Did he get the big key?
Yeah, he got it in the first room on the left.
Oh, Demon's got to be careful. He's at 1.5 hearts, and everything just hits like a truck here.
Yeah, it's a good thing he's going this way. He's probably expecting the big key, the big chest to have something. So I think he wanted a key and not another big token.
I can imagine that being something that he was hoping for, yes.
Because nobody wants to go to Laser Bridge and go. And speak of the devil, there's our second key. We don't have to go to Laser Bridge.
That'll be nice for Demon being able to route that in together. That's the value of stealing that key.
And Demon realizing that his health is too low, he's not gonna try to tank those fire bars. He's gonna use the hook shots, iframes to avoid them.
Riku is on his way as well. He will be doing kind of the same or similar routing. Demon not going to go down and take the safety portal, though, so if he ends up taking a death, he's going all the way back. This is a little bit dangerous for Demon here.
Yeah. This, yeah. It'll still be quicker just because it's a big chest door, but it's still a long time compared to using a laser bridge door. And no, RC, I actually was not meaning iframes that way.
I mean, that's fine. Oh man, Demon playing dodgeball here with Trinex. He's having a very good Trinex fight here. Half a heart! Oh, is he gonna clutch it out? Oh, man! Very nicely done, DemonRHK. So, ladies and gentlemen of the Randomizer community, DemonRHK is the first one to Ganon's Tower access, although it's very close. This could be a right-left side gamble. We do have, however, a little game we like to play here. There are 22 treasure chests in Ganon's Tower that can possibly contain the Ganon's Tower big key. We don't have the bot, so we're not going to be doing leaderboard stuff or anything. This is all for pride. All for pride. 1 through 22. Get your guesses into chat. My wonderful co-commentator, Siri X, what's going to be your guess?
My usual troll at the tower.
That's fair. I'm also going to go with my usual number 8, the double fire bar room.
I've won 4 times with that guess, so yeah, that's why I'm still sticking with it.
Oh, Demon is making a right side gamble that is he just gonna do tile room? Yeah, DemonRHK is making the gamble that this is purely a tile room seed. He has got to be feeling super behind. What he doesn't know is he's only about a minute ahead of Riku. This could cost him the race.
Yes, as much as I like the trolls, this tile room does take a long while.
Now, it is worth noting that, yeah, just a full heart container, so he's going to be exiting out. Riku, depending on his play, will be on his tendrils.
And we see a key and a torch, so yeah, Demon's gonna take it out. Bye, Bob.
Bye, Bob. So Riku is going to be doing a similar play. Start on the right side. If he skips the tile room, will have made up time. And he does. He is not the madman DemonRHK made. If it would have paid off. And there it is.
I believe that was number 7.
It was number 7. So right now it is an execution race between Rikuplayer and DemonRHK. Demon, depending on when you tuned into the race, Demon had better execution, I think, in the early game when Riku was tilted. And then as the game wore on, you could see Demon having some issues and Riku making solid plays. So this is anyone's game right now.
Yeah. This is they don't call this the gauntlet for nothing, where it's just Demon coming up. There are so many enemies and so many trolling moves. They need to execute very well to not slip up.
Now, any mistake is going to cost these runners right now. And Demon is working his way slowly and doesn't quite fall. Oh man, those cannonballs! He was hovering over those that ledge.
Second room down, easy for Demon. Third, well, with the conveyor belt, even with that conveyor belt bonk, he was able to get through that one pretty well. And wow, this gauntlet's been gonna be pretty fast for him so far.
Yeah, the gauntlet's cooperating with them a little bit here. No laser beams to the face, no bonking halfway across the room. This is pretty nice for Demon. Again, no safety, so he's going right to Landmo.
Nice.
These skeletons are really trolling Riku. They are very, very quick.
They must have a bone to pick with him. Meanwhile, Demon took out that first Wizrope room very easily with King of Samaria. Second one does it again, even though he got hit with the beam.
Alright, Riku is on his way to Landmo while Demon is in the torch room. Feels like Demon has gained a bit of an edge here, had a little bit better of a gauntlet at this point in time.
Unfortunately, Riku missed all the 9 rolls with the first cycle. I think the poke, holding out the sword, he made some mistake with the poke as well.
Oh man, that hit him. I saw him. Wow.
Like I said with the pokes, I think that poke of the sword cancels out the damage of the super arrow.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Riku. He's wasting a lot of time on this Landmo fight. Meanwhile, Demon is through. He's getting ready for his Moldorm 2 fight.
Also skipping the chest along the way. Butter Sword against Ganon isn't really that much different than Temper Sword.
All right, so Demon get everything set up. Oh no, and he poked it. He got 2 pokes. He about had a disaster there on Moldorm.
He probably wasn't too happy with him. That's why he raided his Trolldorm's last possessions.
Meanwhile, Demon is getting ready to start his Aga 2 fight, and Riku is in the torch room. Man, these two are still very close. Anything in Ganon could absolutely make the difference here. And a nice triple on Aga too.
Unfortunately, that blue ball destroyed Demon with that point. Also, the close proximity, he got shocked because he slashed too closely to Aghanim.
Oh man, Riku forgot that he needs one more key. He needs to go back to that room to kill that mini Helmasaur. He does not have a key right now. There's Bombos for us.
Riku missed the key?
Yeah, he did not pick up the key from the mini Helmasaur.
Did he get the ones from Bob's torch in the skull room afterwards?
No, I think he ran right by it. So Demon is on his Ganon fight while Riku is on his Moldorm 2.
Demon's gotta be careful, he's only down to 2 hearts.
Yep, we'll see if he takes a death. I think he's got one safety fairy.
Yeah, this phase is not the best time to have low hearts. It's easily the hardest phase. Ooh, that's a bad death. Hopefully he does have that fairy, as you said. Yep, he does.
He does. So he'll be on phase 2 right as Riku is entering his Aga fight.
Demon decides to say, oh, I've had enough of those fire bats, switches to the
Riku gets the double to start off with. Does not get the triple. So Demon looks like he's in phase 3 and getting the quick phase 4. Setting up the torch glitch right now for Ganon, right as Riku defeats Aghanim. Demon with the double. Oh, it'll take something. He's only got one more shot. And there it is.
And there we go. Get your GGs in chat for Demon.
GG Demon RHK. Right as Riku starts his Ganon fight, his blue bacon, Demon does finish with an official Speed Racing TV time of 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 20 seconds. GG Demon. Meanwhile, Riku is on phase 2 right now. And we welcome Demon RHK. GG.
Thank you.
So just so you know, this is close. Riku's on phase 2 of Ganon right now.
Oh, but he takes a death. Hopefully he has his fairy. Yes, he does.
That's crazy. I was a little worried about it the whole time there.
Yeah, you guys were kind of back and forth there for a while. The early portion of Escape, he actually messed up with his magic usage and didn't get a bomb. So he missed the Moon Pearl early. So early on, it looked like you had a real solid lead, but he came roaring back as you guys were kind of looking for that Ether Medallion, and he was making the plays. He actually found the flute first in Pod.
Oh, that's nuts. I didn't want to dip Pendant Pod. I just didn't want to do it. I mean, and I even didn't want to dip Pendant Desert, but I had too much I had to check over there. I'm like, I need to check the ledge anyway before I start, you know, full clearing swamp and ice.
Yeah,
but yeah, that ether was just such a troll.
I mean, absolutely. It pulled you guys around. The good news is you knew you didn't have to dip Turtle Rock to get anything because your go mode was the medallion for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it just felt so bad just needing ether, and I'm sitting here with like 3 dungeons that I can really easy go mode, and I'm like, come on. And then I had Graveyard Ledge in the back of my mind the whole time because I skipped it, and then I realized I actually didn't look and see it was on Zora Ledge, so I had to go double check it.
I was wondering about that because on our side it didn't look like you saw what was Zora Ledge.
Yeah, I completely missed it the first time when I fake flippered.
Yeah, we didn't know. We thought you had seen it. Sometimes there's a clip there that we don't get to see it. But either way, man, that was an amazing race. You kind of got pulled around some different directions. We saw you kind of hesitated. You're going to go ahead and do the pedestal check, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
So walk me through this race. Was there any point in time that you felt ahead or behind, or what was your thought process? Because we saw some rage slashes.
Yeah, I thought I was doing pretty well. I was kind of sad that the fake flipper didn't pay off, but the decision to kind of, you know, I went into Eastern and I'm like, okay, I got an early Master Sword, and the first item I find is a lamp, and I went, no, please no. But luckily the lamp was just leading to the gloves, and then I lucked out and went straight to Hype Cave and found Titan. So I felt really good there as I went and did Thieves. But once I started to go into Pod, I was kind of worried. That's why I did Tile Room first. I'm like, if he gambled Pod early, like as soon as he got a Dark World, I am kind of up the creek.
Speaking of, Rikuplayer does join us. GG.
Yeah, thanks.
Man,
GG,
that
man.
was so close between you two for almost the entire time. Let me paint the picture for you here. First escape. So you struggled, I think, a little bit in escape, and that's not an insult to say. I think you might admit that. So you were kind of playing from behind, especially when it comes at the Moon Pearl and your Dark World access was there in the escape. So you were playing behind, but you seemed to make all the plays right once you got into Dark World, and you got to Pod actually before Demon did. You were ahead in the crystal count. You already had done Ice Palace by the time he was dipping into just the Ice Swamp combo. So you went to Pod first. You got the flute first. Then you made some of the other overworld checks. It just came down. It was a nice, close back and forth race between you two there at the end.
Yeah, I know that I've usually had it where overworld item locations have usually been what bites me in the end. So I've been taking care of as many of them as I can in this version of the randomizer. So when I went into Pod, I was like, okay, I got the flute, but do I really want to go check out Mire area if Mire isn't even required? So I went and checked everywhere else, and I basically left Mire and Desert to the very end.
Yeah, it was interesting because Demon had a bit of a lead on you, and I think the play that put Demon a little bit behind was he went ahead and cleared out all of Desert prior to doing Swamp Palace, and that was even before he did Ice Palace. So that kind of allowed you to catch up and take a bit of a lead there for a while. And then you were doing the overworld stuff that he had already done, which allowed him to get right back in there. And then from Turtle Rock on, you guys were no more than like 40 seconds apart at any point in time.
Yeah, I was looking at the speed racing TV thing, being like, when is he gonna done? Because, like, looking at what I checked out about Demon's runs beforehand, he has a way better best time than me. This is actually the best time I've ever gotten in the randomizer, so I'm feeling pretty good about that.
No, well, GG on your PB then.
Yeah, definitely GG. This was kind of that ether location, man. That was something.
Yeah. But yeah, I went and did, I was like, okay, so I know Green Pendant is in pod, so I'm gonna go do pod. If I can't find it in pod, I'm gonna flute over, quickly deal with Eastern, and then from there I'll go turn in the Green Pendant, go blow up the pyramid and see if it's in either of those locations. And when it wasn't in there, I decided to just route around my overworld that I had left, which I left it pretty well what I needed to route into it still. With where I had left, I only had some of Kakariko left for Dark World and Light World, and then Desert and Mire, really, in the end there.
Oh, wow, that's rough. I think the only 2 overworld locations complete in the game I didn't check was Graveyard Ledge and then Checkerboard, because I had found the ether before then.
Yeah, I just didn't check Spike Cave. And I didn't check Checkerboard either.
Yeah, no one checked Checkerboard. As soon as you guys ended up getting ether, I mean, you both checked to see what Misery Mire was, and it was Quake. And I could hear your prayers from here, way over here. It's like, please not Quake, please not Quake, please not. Oh, it's ether. And you just kind of jet out of there from there.
What I was worried about was, because I didn't go and look at the pedestal, with that being something different than Turtle Rock, the pedestal dream was alive for people.
Yeah, I had to check Ped. I had to know before I went to the Mire area if I was dipping it or not.
Yes, chat really wanted it to be a pet seat.
But, you know, chat, you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need.
It wasn't a complete waste. I got to see Tower Room.
Yeah, I decided to just do the 2 chests on right side, then go right over to the left side, and I even grabbed the chests backwards from what I normally would on the left side. So 4th chest in, I already had my big key and mirrored up. And I made an error going up Ganon's tower that would have made it even closer if I would have realized I needed 1 extra key.
Oh.
So I had to go back and grab the key from 2 rooms back in order to get to Agnum.
Well, GG, and congrats on your PB again. That's not bad. I mean, you know, right there at 2. Especially with just the go mode item being a little on the trolley side, it still felt like a pretty solid time, and you had to figure something was going to troll us after the way that we got basically handed things early. Well,
oh yeah,
with the exception of the Pearl incident.
This is how every seed I've played in this tournament has been so far, is that I'm always searching for the last item, and it's always like the last place I check. And I know I'm behind at that point.
All right, one last time. Big shout out to both DemonRHK and Rikuplayer. If you liked what you saw from these guys, go ahead and give them a follow here on Twitch. Thank you again, both of you.
Thank you, and everybody have a good night.
Yeah, thanks.
And just so, before anyone goes anywhere, we do have lots more randomizer action going on tonight. Just starting over on ALTTP Randomizer 3, we got a really hype match, Jam Evil versus Pika Pals. I think they're both undefeated right now. That's going out over on ALTTP Randomizer 3 right now. It just started. Starting here in about 20 minutes on ALTTP Randomizer 4. Really plugging these randomizer channels tonight. We got Couch 23 versus ACM LM. ACM, honestly one of the best runners in the Swiss stages. he's right up there with the big names like Andy and Christos and things like that. So if you haven't seen ACM race yet, get over to ALTTP Randomizer 4 tonight here in about 20 minutes. Also at 9 o'clock Eastern tonight, we have DO Games versus Wolfie. That's going to be on Speed Gaming 1. Still lots of randomizer action to check out tonight if you want to see some more rando.
Yep. As well, there is an 11 o'clock matchup, ALTTP Randomizer 3 between KGB, the hero, and Bradley.
Absolutely. So as we're starting off, a quick shout out to Nif Boy, our wonderful tracker, doing all the work for us, Iceman for doing our restream, and thank you so much, Sarah UX, for commentating with me. It's been a blast, man.
Yes, thank you to you as well for commenting with me.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get signed off here. My name's Vatasia.
And I'm Sarah UX.
And we'll see you at the next race. Have a good one, guys.
Laters all.